No accidents in the realm of spirit, and if your awareness has been drawn to this message on or near the 15th of February, understand that this is a divine appointment orchestrated by your own higher self. You may be feeling a heaviness right now, a bone-deep exhaustion that seems to defy logic. You might have woken up feeling as though gravity has doubled, or perhaps you're experiencing a mental fog where the ambition and drive you usually possess have suddenly evaporated. The world will tell you this is burnout, or perhaps the onset of a depressive episode, or simply a lack of vitamins. But you, as one of the chosen, as one who walks between the worlds of matter and imagination, must learn to see through the lens of the law. This is not a biological failure. This is a spiritual necessity. In the teachings of the great mystics, particularly through the lens of Neville Goddard, you have entered the state known as the Sabbath. This is not a day on a calendar. It is a psychological location. It is the moment after the seed has been planted, the moment after the impregnation of the subconscious mind, where the only command left to obey is to be still. We often struggle to understand this stillness because we have been conditioned to believe that our value lies in our constant motion. But true prosperity requires a different operating system. If you feel that you are ready to finally understand the mechanics of this system, I invite you to explore the 3 keys to a prosperous life. This is not just a collection of ideas, but a complete trilogy designed specifically for those who feel the call to awaken. It is a practical map for the chosen to remember who they really are, to heal the invisible traumas that act as energetic brakes, and to expand with stability. We teach you how to receive, sustain, and multiply your blessings without the crushing weight of guilt that often plagues spiritual people. Whether you prefer to read the e-book or listen to the audiobook during your quiet moments, this trilogy offers the structure you need to ground your expansion. You can find the link to begin this journey in the pinned comment or the description below. If you feel a resonance, do not hesitate. This resource is available to guide you, but remember, the true work is internal. Just as you must learn to receive knowledge, you must now learn to receive the reality you have created. The Sabbath is the result of a successful act of creation. When the scriptures say that God rested on the 7th day, it was not because the Creator was tired. Omnipotence does not know fatigue. God rested because the work was finished. You, as the operant power of your own reality, have spent the last few weeks or perhaps months defining your desire. You have visualized, you have affirmed, and you have assumed the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You have successfully impregnated the subconscious mind with the reality of your desire. Now, the subconscious has accepted the seed and has begun the complex, invisible work of rearranging the universe to bring it to pass. The exhaustion you feel is the body's way of forcing you out of the way. It is a protective mechanism. If you were to continue meddling, anxious to make it happen, you would be like a gardener digging up a seed every hour to see if it has rooted, thereby killing it. The lethargy you are experiencing is actually a sign of spiritual pregnancy. When a physical pregnancy occurs, the body demands rest because all vital energy is being redirected toward the creation of new life. In your case, the new life is the manifestation of your specific desire, be it health, wealth, or a relationship. Your energy is being withdrawn from the external world of senses and directed inward to sustain this gestation. This is why you feel a detachment from your usual hobbies, a lack of interest in social drama, and a profound need for silence. If this specific description of deep, inexplicable detachment resonates with your current state, consider liking this video. It serves as a signal to your own subconscious that you are accepting this diagnosis and releasing the fear that something is wrong with you. The danger and the reason this message is so critical for the 15th of February lies in the guilt of non-action. The ego is terrified of the Sabbath. The ego believes that if it stops spinning the wheel, the world will collapse. So, when this holy exhaustion hits you, the ego screams that you are being lazy, that you are losing time, that you will be left behind. If you listen to that voice and force yourself into frantic action right now, you violate the Sabbath. In the mystical sense, this is the only true sin, missing the mark. By acting from a place of anxiety, when you should be resting in the conviction that it is done, you are effectively telling your subconscious that you do not believe the work is finished. You are replanting the seed of lack, digging up the seed of prosperity, and resetting the clock on your manifestation. You must understand that the 15th of February acts as a threshold. We are moving through a transitional energy, midway through the second month, where the initial burst of New Year energy has faded, and the true deep work of the year is taking root. For the chosen, this is a time of recalibration. You are being asked to trust the darkness of the soil. You cannot see the roots forming, but you can feel the drain on your energy. That drain is the proof. It is the evidence of things not seen. When you feel that wave of tiredness, instead of fighting it with caffeine or frantic busyness, surrender to it. Say to yourself, I rest because it is finished. This mental assertion aligns you with the Sabbath. It transforms your fatigue from a symptom of weakness into a declaration of faith. If you are finding value in this perspective and wish to remain aligned with these deeper truths, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and have the notifications turned on. We are building a community of those who understand the language of silence, and your presence here strengthens that collective field. The paradox of the Sabbath is that while the body is heavy, the inner man must remain light. This is the challenge. You are allowed to sleep, to stare at the wall, to walk slowly in nature, to do the bare minimum required for your daily survival. But while you do this, you must keep your inner conversation in a state of, it is done. You cannot rest physically while your mind runs a marathon of worry. That is not the Sabbath, that is simply paralysis. The true Sabbath is a state of mental tranquility where you are not looking for signs because you know the reality is already yours. It is the cool of the evening after the day's work. Neville Goddard taught that if you are still worried about how it will happen, you have not entered the Sabbath. The Sabbath is the removal of the how. It is the total reliance on the wisdom of the subconscious to devise the means. Consider the butterfly within the chrysalis. To the outside observer, the chrysalis appears dormant, perhaps even dead. It is motionless, but inside, a complete liquefaction and restructuring is taking place. If the butterfly were to try to fly before the wings were formed, it would perish. You are in the chrysalis stage of this current manifestation cycle. The 15th of February marks the thickening of the cocoon. The world outside may seem to be moving at a breakneck pace, demanding your attention, demanding your labor. But you must hold your ground. You must protect your rest as if your future depends on it, because it does. This is not about passivity. It is about active, conscious surrender. It takes immense strength to do nothing when every fiber of your conditioning screams at you to do something. As you navigate this period, pay attention to your dreams. During the Sabbath, because the conscious mind is less active and interfering, the subconscious often communicates more clearly through symbols in sleep. You may find your dreams becoming more vivid, more lucid, or carrying messages of reassurance. These are telegrams from the deep, confirming that the gestation is proceeding according to plan. Do not analyze them with anxiety, simply observe them with gratitude. Share your experiences in the comments if you feel called. Sometimes writing down the sensation of the shift helps to solidify it, and seeing others in the same state of holy rest can dismantle the isolation the ego tries to impose. There is also a magnetic quality to the Sabbath. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. By resting in the state of the wish fulfilled, you stop emitting the frequency of wanting and start emitting the frequency of having. Wanting implies lack. Having implies satisfaction. The Sabbath is the feeling of satisfaction before the physical evidence arrives. It is the deep breath after a heavy meal. You are not hungry, even though the table has not yet been cleared. This energy is incredibly attractive. You may find that during this period of rest, people or opportunities reach out to you. The irony is that by doing less, you become more potent. However, discernment is key. Do not jump at every shadow. Only move when the impulse is natural and effortless, when it feels like the next logical step rather than a desperate grasp. Remember, the Sabbath does not last forever. It is a season. It is a distinct period of gestation. Eventually, the energy will shift. The heaviness will lift, not gradually, but often suddenly. You will feel a surge of vitality, a clarity of mind, and a compulsion to act that feels joyous rather than burdensome. That will be the sign that the birth is imminent or that the birth has begun. But you cannot rush the dawn. You must endure the night. And this night, this 15th of February darkness, is not empty. It is pregnant with your promise. So, if you are reading this and your eyes are heavy, close them. If your limbs feel like lead, lay them down. Do not apologize for your rest. Do not explain your silence to those who do not understand the laws of creation. You are doing the most important work of all. You are allowing God to be God within you. You are stepping back so the divine pattern can unfold without the interference of your mortal limitations. Trust the fatigue. It is the guardian of your miracle. And as you drift into that necessary stillness, remember that the very fact you can rest is proof that on a higher level, the battle is already won. But there is a subtlety to this rest that many miss, a specific frequency of gratitude that accelerates the process, which we must explore further. This gratitude is not the polite thank you of social convention, nor is it a manipulative tool used to barter with the universe. It is the frequency of relief. It is the deep exhaling sigh of a burden set down. When you truly enter the Sabbath, the gratitude you feel is akin to the sensation of taking off a heavy backpack after a long hike. You are not thanking the mountain for moving. You are thanking your own consciousness for finally accepting that the climb is over. This specific vibration, the feeling of "it is done," is the most potent magnetic force in existence because it is devoid of anxiety. Anxiety pushes the solution away. Relief draws it in. It creates a vacuum in the ether that must be filled by the physical manifestation of your desire. However, maintaining this state of relief requires a sturdy internal architecture, for the mind is habituated to worry. If you feel that your foundation is shaky or that you lack the practical tools to sustain this frequency without falling back into old patterns of panic, I invite you to explore the 3 keys to a prosperous life. This is not merely a collection of concepts, but a structured trilogy designed specifically for the chosen, who are ready to awaken to their true identity, heal the invisible traumas that block their receiving channels, and expand with stability. It is a map to help you receive, sustain, and multiply your blessings without the guilt or self-sabotage that often follows success. Available as an ebook for study and an audiobook for immersion, this trilogy offers the guidance needed to navigate the void. You can find the link in the pinned comment or description below. Consider this an invitation to fortify your spirit for the harvest that is coming. Returning to the nature of this silence, we must address the most challenging aspect of the Sabbath, the vacuum. When you stop striving, and before the new reality appears, there is often a period of absolute stillness where it seems as though nothing is happening. This is the void. To the uninitiated, the void looks like failure. The ego, which thrives on drama and movement, will look at this stillness and scream that you have been abandoned. It will present you with the lack of physical evidence as proof that you are delusional. This is the critical threshold. Most people turn back here. They cannot bear the silence, so they create noise. They force a premature birth, aborting the miracle to return to the familiar comfort of the struggle. But you must understand that the void is not empty. It is teeming with potential energy. It is the dark soil pressing against the seed. If you dig up the seed to see if it is growing, you kill it. You must trust the darkness. Have you ever noticed that right before a major breakthrough, things often seem to go wrong in a very specific way? This is what we call the echo of the old self. As you rest in the Sabbath, your old identity, the version of you that was addicted to struggle and lack, begins to starve. It is being denied the attention and emotional reactivity it needs to survive. In its death throes, it may lash out. You might experience a sudden, inexplicable wave of sadness, a flare-up of an old argument, or a temporary financial hiccup. Do not be deceived. These are not signs that you are failing. They are signs that the old timeline is collapsing. It is the dust kicking up as the old structure falls. If you react to these echoes with fear, you revitalize them. You feed the dying beast. The master key here is non-reaction. You observe the chaos, you acknowledge the fear, but you do not identify with it. You remain the silent watcher, resting in the Sabbath, knowing that the storm is merely the clearing of the air before the new dawn. If this perspective on navigating the void is reshaping how you view your current struggles, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you align yourself with a community of individuals who are mastering the art of conscious creation, ensuring you never have to walk through the valley of the shadow alone. Now let us deepen our understanding of the physiology of the Sabbath. This is not just a spiritual concept, it is a biological necessity. Your nervous system has likely been wired for fight or flight for years, perhaps decades. You have been addicted to the adrenaline of survival mode. When you enter the Sabbath, you are asking your body to switch from sympathetic dominance, the state of stress and reaction, to parasympathetic dominance, the state of rest, digest and repair. This transition can feel physically uncomfortable. You might feel lethargic, heavy, or even mildly ill as your body detoxifies from the stress hormones. This is often misdiagnosed as depression, but it is actually deep recalibration. Your capacity to hold wealth, love, and success is directly dictated by the health of your nervous system. You cannot hold high-voltage energy in a frayed wire. The Sabbath is the period where your nervous system is re-insulated. It is being upgraded to handle the current of your wish fulfilled. If you were to receive your desire before this upgrade was complete, it would likely destroy you. We see this in lottery winners who lose everything. Their nervous system could not hold the charge. Respect the lethargy. It is the construction crew working on your internal wiring. As this internal work proceeds, you will begin to notice a shift in your external world, but it will be subtle at first. This brings us to the concept of the bridge of incidents. The Sabbath does not mean you will never lift a finger again. It means you will never again lift a finger out of fear. When the gestation is complete, action will happen, but it will happen through you, not by you. You will find yourself compelled to go to a certain place, call a certain person, or read a certain book. It will not feel like work. It will feel like play, or curiosity, or a simple logical next step. This is the bridge of incidents forming beneath your feet. You do not build the bridge, you walk it. The distinction is crucial. The ego wants to build the bridge to ensure it gets to the destination. The spirit knows the destination is already secured, so it walks the bridge with wonder. If you find yourself trying to figure out how to make it happen, you have stepped out of the Sabbath. You have returned to the state of wanting. Gently guide yourself back. Remind yourself that the architect of the universe is far more capable of designing the blueprints than your limited conscious mind. There is a profound mystery here regarding time. In the Sabbath, time behaves differently. Chronos, linear clock time, seems to lose its grip. Days may blur together. You might lose track of hours. This is a good sign. It means you are entering Kairos, God's time, or the opportune moment. In the realm of the spirit, everything happens in the eternal now. The delay you perceive in the physical world is merely the time it takes for the density of matter to rearrange itself to match your new frequency. When you stop watching the clock, you collapse the time. Watching the clock implies waiting, and waiting implies separation. When you are in the Sabbath, you are not waiting for the train to arrive. You are already on the train, enjoying the scenery, knowing the destination is inevitable. This shift in perception from waiting for to abiding in is the catalyst that dissolves the time buffer. It is helpful to consider the social implications of this phase. As you rest, you may find that certain people in your life become agitated by your calmness. They are accustomed to your shared trauma bonds, to commiserating over how hard life is. When you stop complaining, when you stop striving, you break the contract of shared misery. They may accuse you of being lazy, aloof, or delusional. Do not engage in defense. Do not try to explain the laws of metaphysics to those committed to the laws of struggle. Their reaction is not about you. It is about the threat your peace poses to their chaos. Your silence is a mirror in which they see their own frantic desperation, and they do not like the reflection. Bless them silently and withdraw your energy. You need every ounce of your focus for the gestation process. This is a time for the sanctuary of privacy. There is a reason the ancient texts speak of praying in the closet. Secrecy builds pressure. If you open the steam engine to show everyone the steam, the train loses power. Keep your dreams hermetically sealed during the Sabbath. Let the pressure build until it manifests as unstoppable momentum. If you are finding value in this breakdown of the gestation process, please take a moment to like this video. It signals to the algorithm that this content is vital, helping it reach other sleeping giants who are ready to awaken, and it serves as a small act of reciprocity for the value received. We must also speak of the imposter syndrome that often attacks during the Sabbath. As you begin to embody the feeling of the wish fulfilled, a voice will whisper, "Who are you to have this? You are just ordinary. You have failed before." This is the guardian of the threshold. In mythology, the hero must always pass a test before entering the treasure chamber. This voice is that test. It is not checking your competence, it is checking your conviction. Do not fight the voice. Simply agree with it in a way that disarms it. Say, "Yes, the old version of me could not handle this, but I am no longer that person. I am the one who is currently resting in the harvest." You treat the doubt not as a monster, but as a confused child. You comfort it with the authority of your new state. Remember, you do not need to deserve your desire in the way the world teaches. You do not earn it through suffering. You earn it through alignment. If you are aligned with it, it is yours by law. The Sabbath is the practice of ending the argument with yourself about your own worthiness. Furthermore, pay attention to the birds before land died. When sailors were at sea for months, the first sign of land was not the land itself, but the birds that flew out to meet the ship. In your life, as you rest, you will see signs. Perhaps you desire a specific relationship, and suddenly you see happy couples everywhere. The ego will say, "Look, everyone has it but me, it's mocking me." The spirit says, "Look, the frequency of love is drawing near. The birds are here. The land is close." Perhaps you desire wealth, and you start seeing luxury cars or hearing conversations about abundance. These are not taunts. They are echoes of your own vibration bouncing back to you. Welcome them. Celebrate them as if they were your own, for in the quantum realm, they already are. When you celebrate another's success, you tell the universe, "I like this. Give me more of this." When you envy it, you tell the universe, "I am separate from this." Use the Sabbath to refine your reaction to the world's reflection. There is a subtle danger, however, of becoming addicted to the rest in a way that becomes avoidance. The Sabbath is not escapism. It is not lying in bed all day ignoring your responsibilities because you are manifesting. That is delusion. True Sabbath is internal. You could be washing the dishes, driving to work, or paying bills while maintaining the Sabbath in your heart. It is an internal posture of non-resistance. You chop wood and carry water, but you do so without the heavy mental burden of, I must do this to survive. You do it because it is the dance of the moment. If you use manifesting as an excuse to neglect your life, you create chaos. And chaos is the opposite of the stability needed for the new birth. The Sabbath makes you more effective in the physical world, not less, because you are acting with clarity rather than panic. Let us explore the concept of dropping the seed. Once you have planted a seed in the garden, you do not walk around carrying it in your pocket. You leave it in the ground. Many of you are still carrying the seed. You are still thinking of the desire rather than from the desire. Thinking of, it implies separation. You are here and the desire is over there. Thinking from, it implies unity. You are looking at the world through the eyes of the person who already has it. The Sabbath is the state of having dropped the seed. You are no longer holding the weight of the how or the when. You have delegated that authority to the deeper mind. If you find yourself constantly visualizing the same scene in a desperate attempt to make it stick, you have likely dug up the seed. Visualization should be a joy, a way to visit your future home, not a construction shift you are forced to work. If the visualization feels like work, stop. Return to the feeling of relief. The feeling is the secret, not the cinematic quality of your mental images. As we continue this journey into the depths of non-action, consider the power of revision. Sometimes, during the Sabbath, memories of past failures will intrude. This is the subconscious mind offering you files to be rewritten. It brings up a memory of rejection and asks, do we still believe this is who we are? You have the power, in that moment of rest, to revise the memory. You replay the scene, but you change the ending. You imagine you were accepted, or that you reacted with dignity and power. You overwrite the corrupt file. This is not lying to yourself, it is changing the frequency that the memory emits in your present. By revising the past, you alter the foundation upon which your future rests. You clear the static from the line, so the signal of your desire can come through clearly. If you feel a resonance with these truths, if you feel the weight lifting off your chest as you listen, consider sharing this content with someone you know who is currently in the struggle. Sometimes, simply knowing that their exhaustion is actually a spiritual gestation can save a person from giving up on the brink of victory. Share the light and it expands. We must also touch upon the morning star. In the darkest part of the night, just before the dawn, the morning star appears. In your Sabbath, this represents the first tangible, undeniable proof that the shift has occurred. It is usually something small, something that cannot be explained by logic or coincidence. It is the universe winking at you. When this happens, do not analyze it to death. Do not try to dissect it to see how it works. Simply say, I see you, thank you, and keep resting. The arrival of the morning star is the signal that the heavy lifting is over. The momentum is now irreversible. You are no longer pushing the boulder up the hill. The boulder has crested the peak and is beginning to roll down the other side, gathering speed. Your job now is simply to guide it, to steer, not to push. This brings us to the ultimate paradox of the Sabbath. To have everything, you must be willing to be nothing. You must be willing to be the empty vessel. The cup cannot be filled if it is already full of old tea. You must empty yourself of your identity as the seeker, the struggler, the victim, even the manifester. You just are. In this state of pure I am, you are connected to the source of all things. You are the canvas upon which the masterpiece is painted. The canvas does not paint itself, it simply holds the paint. Be the canvas. Be the space in which the miracle occurs. In the coming days, as you practice this holy rest, you may feel a sudden urge to clean your physical space. This is a very common side effect of the Sabbath. As the internal clutter clears, the tolerance for external clutter drops. You may find yourself organizing drawers, throwing away old clothes, or deep cleaning your home. Follow this impulse. It is a ritual of preparation. You are literally making room for the new. You are signaling to your subconscious that you are expecting a guest, your new life, and you want the house to be ready. Do not view this as a chore. View it as an act of worship, a physical prayer of expectance. Remember, the Sabbath is not a punishment. It is a privilege. It is the state of consciousness reserved for those who have graduated from the school of brute force. You have tried forcing doors open, and you have only bruised your shoulders. Now you are learning to use the key. The key is silence. The key is trust. The key is the stubborn refusal to react to appearances. As you drift deeper into this state, you will find a joy that is independent of circumstances. This joy is the ultimate sign of success because it means you are no longer a slave to the external world. You have found the kingdom within. And once you possess the kingdom within, the kingdom without has no choice but to reflect it. There is, however, a final trap that catches the most advanced students, a subtle form of spiritual pride where one begins to judge the unawakened or feel superior for resting while others toil. This pride is a density that can anchor you back into the ego, creating a separation where there should be unity. Remember, the Sabbath is a recognition of oneness.